Welcome back to the Banana Bunch. I hope you're ready for some penetration because today we are talking about the 30-06 and whether or not it's actually a useless washed up FUD cartridge like some people are saying. Sure, they might have a point whenever it comes to watered down M1 Garand loads, but we're not talking about watered down M1 Garand loads, and I bet most of the people who are saying that it's a FUD cartridge have never even fired a 30-06, let alone seen some of these spicy rounds that I brought out today. So let's see how much steel a 30-06 can go through, starting off with some hunting loads and then working our way up to the spicy armor piercing ones. And we'll be starting off with perhaps the most common hunting load for the 30-06, at least within the last 5 years, and that's Hornady's 178 grain ELDX. I really like Hornady bullets, and I use them in a lot of my videos. I really like most of their bullets anyway, but I don't know what the issue is. I have not been getting good velocities with their factory loads recently, though. For all you OG fans out there, we had a little incident with Steel Sled 4.2, so he's off to the sideline. Steel Sled 3.0 is taking over today, and we already got a sneak peek. It definitely did not go through ½ inch. Let us check it. Wow, that didn't seem to go super deep at all on this plate, but yep, not super deep at all, according to the pinky. Guys, I can't argue that's a point for the 30-06 haters, but that's probably the weakest load of the day. And what else do we have in the hunting department? Ah, yes, a 165 grain bonded soft point. This one should be a lot tougher than your traditional cup and core FUD bullet that BAM and others seem to always complain about.
Probably because cup and core bullets suck.
That is one spicy bullet. That is way above box velocity. Please bear with the point of impact shifts. The Hornady was shooting like 2.5 inches low. This one was shooting 1.5 inches high, so I'm kind of just guessing where to aim with all these different bullets. But let us check out that hole. My gosh, that is a freaking clean hole through there. Let's reverse pinky. My gosh, that is comfortable. Well, I should reverse pinky every hole. All you haters out there cannot even deny that that is freaking impressive. But moving away from our hunting bullets, we have a military FMJ, the M2 to be specific, but not the watered down M2 that was fired out of the M1 Garand. This is the 1903 bolt action version, so it should be quite a bit spicier. And thank you to EMACS Tactical for providing it. Okay, so maybe it wasn't loaded any hotter like I was told. That's about the velocity you can expect with an M1 Garand M2. Even still, it threw that plate pretty freaking far, and there is our hole. Wow, that is better than the Hornady one, and, it wasn't even quite as hot. A lot of that has to do with bullet construction and everything, but let's check out the super deep in there, super comfortable, but obviously it did not go deep enough to go through, and just a nice little bulge. I'm sorry to ask, but are you old enough to remember the good old days whenever they sold armor-piercing bullets at sporting goods stores?
Do I look old enough?
Because I'm definitely not, but apparently Kinematics Research sold 147 grain armor piercing rounds in what appears to be a hunting style box. Like, what's going on here? But sorry, there was a bug there, but anyway, what might be even crazier is that there is a 10-cent sticker on the box right here for what I'm assuming is Tennessee's manufacturing tax, but it could also be the entire price of the box back then. I don't know. If it was, then I need access to somebody's time machine. Oh, and these things seem to be pretty rare. Like, I couldn't find any information on them at all, so thank you to EMACS Tactical again. Not too shabby, but also not the best velocity I've seen. Let's see how armor piercing this thing actually is, though. Man, I am not leaving much room for these other bullets, but here's our shot placement. Not seeing any daylight through there, although I am seeing a bit of the copper jacket. Let us put it down. Check out the pinky test. Freaking sharp, sharp, sharp. So I am going to get my pinky out of there, and we will check to see if there's a small... Wow, there is a very small hole on the other side. That's a portion of the jacket, I believe. That is definitely an armor piercing round. Definitely a point for the 30-06. In stepping up our armor piercing game, we have the quintessential 30-06 load, or perhaps the quintessential 30-06 load, M2 armor piercing. Let's see how clean of a hole we could get through steel, and thank you to EMACS Tactical again, by the way. I mean, that is pretty freaking spicy for an M2 AP. I just hope that it hits somewhere good on the plate because these POI shifts are freaking insane. Wait, Terry, what do you mean it's not the POI shifts? You're saying I'm a bad shot? Oh my gosh. Terry, just sit over there and be quiet the rest of the video. Anyway, what do we have here? I think I see a brand new hole, but very close to that last armor piercing round. Wow. Wow, that looks like it drilled through the freaking steel. And let us check out that pinky test and see. Yeah, that's a pretty terrible pinky test. list. But I mean, come on now, we're talking about M2 armor piercing. The point has to go to the 30-06. And rounding off our list, we have the armor piercing boom boom compound M14A1 sent over by Dozer Munitions. Based on how the regular M14 did on mild steel, I'm not expecting a whole lot in the penetration department, but I am expecting a lot more in the boom boom department, which should impress the FUDs and non-FUDs alike. If nothing else, it was loaded a lot harder than the regular M14. I mean, wow. Now to see where I hit. Hopefully it didn't there we go. There we go. My gosh, right on the edge. I mean, not right on the edge, but just far enough away from the edge right there. That is so much better than the regular M14 round, but I guess we should check out the front to see what kind of burn marks we got on. I mean, not the best I've ever seen, but a lot more than your non-FUD bullets can do. Guess we should check out Steel Sled 3.0 as well and see if... Oh man, I'm seeing some brand new marks in there. Wow, they are eating this AR-500 up. Based on the points that I'm seeing, I really don't think the 30-06 haters have anything to hate about other than maybe the M1 Grand loads.
Hey, and the Hornady.
But that leaves us with 4 different bullets that went through a 1/2 inch. So let's bump up the thickness real quick to a 5/8 inch piece of mild steel. This one should really separate the boys from the men, or should I say the true armor piercing rounds from the non-armor piercing rounds. The only problem I'm running into is that my can got bulged here for some reason. I don't know if it's direct exposure to the sun or what happened there, but the show must go on. Okay guys, I'm gonna need to replace this. There we go. First on the list, we have that spicy 165 grain bonded soft point. Yeah, that one definitely kicks a little harder, I guess to be expected. Definitely did not kick the plate harder though. As you can see, there is a bulge on this 5/8 inch piece of mild steel, but oh wow, wow, that actually went that went way deeper than I thought it did based on the bulge.
Never underestimate a small bulge.
Let me go ahead and get my pinky in. Well, it doesn't feel as deep as it looks, I guess. Ever had that happen before? Time for the Sporting Goods Especial. I like that name a whole lot better than Kinematics Research 147 grain armor piercing. I think that second one was a lot better shot placement, but they definitely did not load these for accuracy. I mean, let me show you where I was aiming after we appreciate just how clean of a hole it left in a 5/8 inch piece of mild steel. I mean, guys, supposedly these were sold in sporting goods stores. What is up with that bullet? My gosh, but I was aiming in this area because I wanted to leave room for the other shots, so I aimed over here, it hit down here, aimed up here, and it hit over here. I don't know what is going on, but let me check out that pinky test. Not the best pinky test, better than the last time though. I am just super impressed at how clean of a hole it left through there. Guess that means it's good old M2 AP time. Hope that was a good shot placement. Oh, I missed Steel Sled 4.2. Don't tell him I said that though. Yes. Right, basically right where I was aiming. So I don't know what the hell was going on with that last round. That actually feels very good for an armor piercing round on the pinky. But let us check out the back and see a very clean hole through there. Surprisingly, they look almost identical though. Guess we'll have to see which one is the ultimate winner later, because it's boom boom time. Oh, I thought I remembered that one coming in low. Sorry, Steel Sled 3.0. Oh, that looks terrible. Not sure how it looks on the slow-mo, but I am not complaining about that boom boom effect. Okay, I must have missed that the first time around, but apparently the first shot left a big burn mark down the back of this plate here. I mean, huge burn mark, and that is not looking good so far, but that looks freaking terrible. I am sorry, Steel Sled 3.0. At least you're in retirement, but anyway, now that I'm remembering accurately, I think I was shooting the regular M14 at 5/8 of an inch of mild steel. It left basically the exact same bulge, if not slightly worse, but it wasn't a whole lot worse from what I'm remembering. So apparently the M14A1 is just as bad at penetrating steel, but it burned the absolute shite out of this piece of steel, my gosh. So if your goal was to penetrate and cook at the same time, it might not be a bad option, but at least 2 of the bullets made it completely through. And our next step up for this matchup is a 3/4 inch mild steel plate. We will just have to see which one does better, if not have to step it up again. Actually, Steel Sled 3.0 is having a hard time holding this, so I think I'll just put it up against the wall. And first on the menu, we have SGE.
What?
Sporting Goods Especial. If I remembered where to hold correctly, I think it was a good shot placement. I mean, a little higher than expected, but overall not too bad, although it did ever so slightly bulge out the plate here. I don't think that had too much to do with it going straight freaking through, though. And checking out the pinky hole, yeah, the pretty terrible pinky hole, although not the worst thing I've ever felt.
You wouldn't believe where my pinky's been.
Oh man, things are getting nice and toasty. It is M2AP time. One thing I could tell you without looking at the plate is that the M2AP is a lot more accurate. I mean, there is no question about it. And just like the last round, it appears to have went straight through, although this penetrator, I can't tell for sure, but it appears to be a larger hole. And like I mentioned, this was basically right where I was aiming, so that M2AP is so much more accurate than the SGE. I just don't understand how that bullet is competing with the M2AP, so I mean, we might as well step it up again. I believe we are stepping it up to our final stop on this train, 1 inch of mild steel. I don't think we have enough velocity or even mass to get through this, but you know, I've been proven wrong before, so let's just see what happens. I was thinking whenever I was shooting it, I still don't understand how this bullet is competing with the M2AP. I mean, this one only weighs 147 grains. From what I recall, the standard M2AP weighs around, 162 to 164. They're going the same velocity. It's like, I don't know if I'm missing something or what. Unfortunately, Steel Sled 3.0 was designed to fit a maximum width of 1 inch of mild steel, so that's why it didn't tip over. And my gosh, is that a clean looking hole. Very comfortable hole as well, but I guess this means we need to check out the results and see what... Okay, so if the M2AP is up to going through, then we have a clear winner. If it's not, then I don't know. I was thinking, don't center it on the post. Whatever you do, do not center it on the post. And if this front lip is any indication, that is exactly what I did. My God, I could not have centered it more on the post. Okay, yep, you could see that the bulge got flattened out because it's centered right on the post here. Let's try that one more time. Oh yeah, much better that time around. I mean, you could barely ask for a better picture-perfect finish right here. I mean, they are right beside each other. So let's check out the pinky. Oh, that is quite a bit smaller than the other one. So let's turn it around a little more unconventionally than usual, and we will, oh my gosh. Maybe an ever so slightly bigger bulge? Nothing substantial, that's for dang sure. So after all these years, is the 30-06 merely just a cartridge for FUDs? I don't think so, but I also don't think it's that much better than the 308. I freaking love that little cartridge. And, I know you can hot rod the 30-06 to be quite a bit more powerful than what we've tested here. But if I were looking for real 30 cal power, especially in as compact of a package as possible, I would use the bullet that I used in this video. And remember, don't let ballistics drive you bananas.